Bonjour tout le monde, je vous souhaite la bienvenue sur MNJ Games et je suis Yann and I have a guest today. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Yann, for having me on my own channel. I appreciate this.
I appreciate you to no, that's your channel, and I appreciate you that you're having me because really that's becoming a dream, you know. No, actually the other way around. It's a dream becoming true. You know, I, uh, I was a nobody and now I'm making spotlights with Michael from MNJ Games. I'm messing that up already, but it's okay. We're keeping that. We're keeping that.
Yeah, of
Live
course,
commentary,
man.
baby.
Of course. Well, I mean, I just appreciate you coming and joining me for this spotlight. As I love your builds and the detail, and I wanted to make sure I picked a park that you would really like as well. And so today we're looking at Jurventure by RamonesW. In the quick description, and then we'll get started, says, "Welcome to Jurventure, a picturesque park located in the heart of North Brabant, the Netherlands. The park is named after my second son, Ur. During your visit, you will enter the various themed areas." And so basically just
Oh
going
yeah.
through and explaining the whole thing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the tour. So we are now entering where the guests enter the park, and right away, I mean, look at these beautiful views. So Jan, what's your thought initially just of this, how this entrance area is kind of created?
I'm so excited, man. Like I'm a guest going to a theme park, like right there. You know I love those parks that really immerse you into being into the guest experience and yeah, I can't wait to go in. You know, we just dropped by the what was it, the bus stop. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's really well done. It's funny, I saw this park as it was being created the past couple months, and my thought with my current park was I want to create the best parking lot on console. And then I saw this, and I was like, yeah, he's got me beat. This thing is just awesome. I mean, you got the hotel right there, and you got the sign, and what looks like probably staff parking. So really, really cool. And one thing I forgot to mention too is Jan's got a YouTube channel as well, so make sure to go check out his channels. The link's in the description below. As does a really good
Thanks, man.
job. And I love seeing you kind of walk through your park and explaining how you went through kind of the building process. So that's really cool to see.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Really, it's really a passion work for me to do that and explain to you all my thought process behind the park and I hope I'm gonna be able to bring my I don't want to say expertise, but you know my knowledge and view of things
Hmm.
for this spotlight.
Yeah, this is amazing. So what are your thoughts of this entrance area as we start to enter the park?
Well, actually, I'm gonna say it's one of the best entrances I've ever seen in Planet Coaster. I don't
Hmm.
know if you're having the same thought, but you know, with the ticket booths and you, it's really European. I don't know if you guys have the same kind of vibes in the US. I remember SeaWorld was somewhat similar to this one,
Right.
but yeah, it really makes me think of something like yeah, like Wallaby Belgium or something like this.
Okay. Yeah, I think it just depends on kind of the park and the chain, which I love this gate because it kind of you'd open it up at the end of the day and all the guests just kind
Oh
of
yeah,
flood out. But look at that.
oh yeah, the chair swings. Gotta have a
Such
chair
a
swing.
yeah, it's so beautiful. And then you got the Ferris wheel, or not the Ferris wheel. You got the big merry-go-round right
Carousel.
there, carousel,
Yeah.
and then you got the smaller one over there. So I mean, it's
Oh,
just
he's
all
got two.
these.
Oh my God.
But it looks really cool kind of from this view because you see all of this in one shot. So I think that's really, really cool.
It's really classic, really. Really
Mm-hmm.
European classic with, I think, yeah, right there with the, on your right, if you, yeah, thank you. This is really some typical European style building when you see in Amsterdam, because I think you said he was from the Netherlands, was it?
Yes, he said he based this area off of like a Dutch street, I believe, or something.
Yeah, so it's definitely screaming Dutch at you. When I was in Amsterdam and everywhere from actually my region of France to Belgium and then Amsterdam and everything, we have those, stair-like walls on the top of buildings that
Okay,
leads to the roof. And
that's
so
really
that
cool.
really makes me think of home, actually.
Oh, that's awesome. And so basically, what we're going to do right now is before we go over there to the ride, I want us to kind of look around the plaza and flip cam, and then we'll kind of get an overhead view. Just because I want to be able to, this kind of reminds me of with your park, just how immersive it was, and that if you don't view it in flip cam mode, you're not really getting the full experience of,
Yeah.
just how everything is. Oh, that's a perfect park map.
Yeah, we got some Dutch. I love to see people using their native languages. I am not always able to read it, but just seeing
Yeah.
a little bit of Dutch here and there, it's just great, man.
Okay, so is that where you were from, or were you from originally, or?
Oh no, not at all. I'm French born and what's the saying? Born and raised, something like this.
Yeah, born and raised. Yes, sir. I gotcha.
Yeah,
So you're my
just learned
what?
English like when I was 10, something like this. So, sorry, I
Okay.
cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. Look at that view of that first drop.
Oh yeah,
That looks awesome.
this looks sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so immersive, and I love how this is set up. And so we're actually going to hop out of flip cam real quick so we can get an overhead view of everything, just what we've looked at so far. And I mean, the layout of that kind of staff parking area, or I guess that'd be guest parking too, is really good. And then you see this whole layout in here just looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and with the boardwalk and everything. It's not really a
Mm-hmm.
boardwalk because boardwalks are usually wood, I guess.
Yeah.
But the waterfront or whatever, it's beautiful. I love those features. I'm usually making them because like water in this game, like Maddie loves them and I love them. It's just making your park a whole lot more. It's basically doubling your park with the reflection, and that's what
Right.
you want.
Yeah, totally agree. And he's even added little touches of realism here and there, adding these little grates.
Yeah.
So that's
Started
really
doing that actually.
Yeah, really cool to see. I always forget to do that. But one thing I love here is if you look from above, he placed, the pathing or the roof tiles to kind of mask where the path is not at. But it's really cool because you see this a lot at theme parks, right? Where, especially with these flat rides, where their queue, the pathing for the queue is the exact same as where it's not the queue. It's just you got fencing kind of separating it. And so
Exactly.
it's good to see people do that and add that kind of realistic sense to it.
Yeah,
This is
actually,
awesome.
I didn't notice that before you said it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, there's no way to make this all path, right?
Oh no, I tried, but I couldn't. You just cannot place flat rides or anything on paths, which is a shame actually.
That's a great piece to use for like a door handle. Oh, that's really good.
Squeeze through. Let's see what's behind.
So we got a little backstage, and looks like we got a staff room back here, which is nice. So the employees will walk back there. So really well done. And then, I mean, this building right here is really cool.
Oh, I'm not gonna pronounce that. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to either. Is it Hurleykeed? Yeah, I'm terrible at pronouncing stuff, even in English. So I'll mispronounce stuff sometimes teaching, or sometimes misspell something, and I'll be like, that's why I'm a math teacher. So
Yeah,
that's my
I
reasoning.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, one thing I want to mention before we go look at a ride is this Quinn Dynasty roof, I believe that is. Like,
That's right. Yeah.
it's a roof that like I always forget about, but it works so well because you don't just have to use it with the Asian theme, right?
Yeah.
Because it can
Actually, I
change
used
colors. It fits. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I think it's the pirate roof. I don't know if you see which one I'm talking about. It's
Yes,
the sort
yeah.
of orange roof, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and with the tiles and everything, and you cannot change color. It's not exactly um, on the same angle as the other roofs, and it's a mess to build with. That and the thatch roof, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So usually when you want to do Mediterranean buildings or just tile roofs, is instead of using this pirate roof, you're better off with the Qin Dynasty, or actually is it Shin Dynasty? I don't know. I'm really huge on pronunciation and everything, but I don't
Yeah.
remember how to say that. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. We understand. So I mean, I'm the same way. But yeah, no, I agree. I think those pirate roofs are the fact that you can't change that color is really
Oh my
annoying.
God, what is that?
How about this queue? I mean, wanting to
You were
burn the
burning a
guests.
second ago.
Yeah, I mean, this queue is just incredible. It reminds me. I mean, obviously it's a different theme, but it reminds me of your queue that you made for your. I forget the name of the coaster. It was that one that had a lot of that electricity kind of components to it.
Oh yeah,
Had
the convergence.
the convergence, just how long your queue was there, and it went through multiple buildings. And this is like so cool.
Yeah, but this one is on a whole other level. Look at that, we have a
Yeah.
whole city in a building. What the hell?
Yeah, this is amazing. It reminds me of obviously of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but I mean, it's just that's such a classic, and I mean, even putting the rocks right there and stuff. Yeah, look at this.
Wait, before you go on the ride, I think we have actually a transfer track for
Mm-hmm.
boats on the other side. What is that?
Look
That
at
is
that.
awesome.
So it's basically, at least to my understanding, is it's just a whole nother one that he just covered up
Wow.
with the buildings and stuff. So, oop, there you go. So as you can see
Yeah,
here, you got the other one over here, but it's just being covered up, so it looks like they're just extra boats sitting there.
this is genius. Like,
And that's
station tricks are the best.
mm-hmm.
Really.
So it's called VOC. I'm totally gonna mispronounce that. Ano,
It's gonna be Anno. Just Anno.
Ano. There we go.
Yeah.
1602. Um, so let's see. Let's get to the correct boat. There we go. Boat 5, and we're gonna do look forward. Actually, we'll sit in person view this time. Yes, we'll just chat throughout this, but notice what we see. And I'm gonna try to overlay the video, so we can get the audio as well.
Wow, man. That's just awesome. A little bit of clipping though. That's a
Mm-hmm.
bit sad, but it's okay.
Yeah. And I
Also, is
believe,
the rain the wrong side there?
oh, it might be. It's going upward. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know. I honestly wouldn't have noticed that, but now that you said it,
Yeah, it just looked odd, but that's okay. It still looked really, really good.
yeah. I mean, look, and this is awesome how it kind of lights up before you go
Wow.
up the lift hill like that.
Well, that's 100% Pirates of the Caribbean. Like,
Hmm. I remember as a kid going on this when I was younger at Disney World and being so scared of that drop. You know, I don't know how it is at the one in because they got it in Paris,
really?
right?
Yeah.
Is
I
it's
get it.
like they've got the at least at the one in Disney World, you've got the you see the skull and then everything gets kind of dark and you do the little hill. But it's like when I was a little kid, I was just so scared of that hill. um,
And now you're doing like gigas and everything.
yeah.
You've grown up so much. You can be proud of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I was like 6 or 7 at the time, but I think it's just more I didn't like the dark, so everything was in the dark, so it was kind of
Yeah.
different. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this overall?
I would say the theming and story. I couldn't see a real story around the dark ride. or
Mm-hmm.
maybe I just missed it because we were chatting. But you know, I'm not gonna say too much about it because maybe that's just our fault.
Right.
But the only thing I would say that is a bit sad is the little amount of clipping, like with the roots and the bamboo right there, and
Right.
also the boat, I believe, in the other scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if this is just pushed back some, it would be good, or elevate a little bit. And then, like you said about the rain, go in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that too. But I believe the reason is that you know, the rain thingies are like those big square effects. I
Mm,
don't know if I'm making any sense. And so
yeah.
putting them on the roof, I think he wouldn't have got them raining to the ground, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, we got some space up here, so that could have. Because I see what you're saying. Because I know sometimes when you're trying to place like those area lights, and then your roof piece is actually really thin because you're not using an actual roof, it kind of sticks through.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I just wanted to go back through kind of the layout and see if we missed anything. But I mean, it's really well done though, especially I'd say for a first one. But like you said, there's just a couple of clipping issues. Um, but really good job with like the decorating and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All right, let's find the exit so we can head to the next area. Ooh, I thought there's gonna be like
Oh,
treasure
that's
or something there.
that's a sneaky Pete from Dippin' Dots Park.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
Every
he
time I
actually.
see this animatronic, I think of Harry and his parks. Hi, Harry. I know you're going to be watching this, so hi.
Yeah, that's good. Now the question is, where's the exit here?
Right there, at the
Okay, they
same
want.
side of the entrance, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, gotta squeeze through
Oh,
here.
oh, oh, oh,
Yeah, so
oh.
obviously kind of,
That's a bit sad.
yeah, resetting that up. Oh, okay, so there's a door there. You
Oh,
just got to
okay,
put the
that's a
door
door.
on this side. Yeah, just or a makeshift door since that door is obviously taller than everything else. Let's go back to
No, we got the
daytime.
attention. It's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I
You get
mean,
a
right.
pass.
Yeah, but I like this view though of the wing coaster right there, and then you've got that I forget that name of that flat ride, but it's really cool views up here.
I believe it's the Valkyrie, because the flat ride actually has the flight of the Valkyrie done by
Okay,
default. So I think it's called the Valkyrie. Oh, maybe the Raptor. One of the
Raptor.
two.
That's it. Yeah, Raptor. So let's look at this other kind of little village thing that he made, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's
to resemble
definitely
kind of a city
from
street.
Amsterdam and everything.
That's really cool though.
Yeah, yeah. I really admire people that try to emulate, um, corners of the world by architecture. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch. I think you know him, Silverette,
Oh
from
yeah.
back when it was only on PC, and this guy actually made a lot of buildings that were inspired by real life architecture. Actually, he still does
Mm-hmm.
his newer series, and yeah, man, that's the most impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know how Silverhead does it. Um, he's watching his builds. It's like intimidating because he does everything custom, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's insane.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's because he has TMTK and we don't.
Yes, that is a lot of it, for sure. But even before that, it was like, hey, here's a perfectly good roof to use. No, I'm gonna build an entire roof out of the corbel pieces. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you do
No,
you,
he's a
man. That's
genius.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
TMTK or not, he's a genius.
Absolutely. So we got some signs here. We're gonna head to the right first. We got the Villa Wall Rim. I'm gonna totally mispronounce all these. And Halcon.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's good. I
Okay,
think it's good
so
actually.
I like the train tracks here. Like really good use of it. And you've even got like the kind of yellow line there to kind of show that there are train tracks. Oh, there's one of these things. The railroad crossing signs. That's a good job.
Yeah, and even the red lights and everything.
Mm-hmm. And it's a really peaceful park too. A lot of trees, a lot of shade. Oh, what do we have here?
Oh, I love this. This is straight up from Belwild, actually.
Okay.
This is Houdini's house. I think you know the great magician Houdini.
Yes.
And there's a flat ride. I don't know the name of the flat ride in real life, but there's a flat ride inside the house, and it's literally the same building. And I think his inspiration came from this ride.
That's cool. So let's see.
Let's see what's inside.
Ooh, it's a dark ride.
Oh, that's actually a dark ride. Yes, I love dark rides.
I know you do. So let's pause this for a second until we get on the correct one. So there we go. And I'll try to edit in the footage to get some of the audio of it as well, because I'm sure there's gonna be some audio we need to hear. So Ramon, if we're not commenting on the sounds and stuff, it's because we really can't hear it through SharePlay. But this looks really good so far.
Yeah, and this one is really creepy, actually. I think, thank God that we don't have the sound, because those are like 3 jump scares so far. There's a 4th one. There we go.
Mm-hmm. You predicted that one. All right, so it's just a short little ride, but I mean, it was a pretty small kind of house, but that is still really, really cool and well done.
Yeah, especially for the footprint that it takes.
Mm-hmm.
I love things in a really, really small footprint.
Yes. Challenging, but I feel like it's more rewarding sometimes too, because you kind of had to be more thoughtful about the layout for stuff, right? And how you designed it. So this would be, is that actually to the front door? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was hoping that's what happened there. So now let's head out this way, and we'll keep it at nighttime for just a little bit. So we got a little gate back here to the backstage.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Oh, what is... This one was much more of a jump scare for me.
She didn't expect the mascot to walk out, huh?
Oh yeah, I legit got scared with that thing.
Awesome. So let's head back this way, because I don't want to miss anything. And this is lit up really well.
Yeah, with the lampposts and everything.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's not overdone, but it's done in a way that's realistic.
And especially with big naturey parts, like this part of the park, you won't expect much lighting, or very little at least.
Right.
And in some of the more naturey parks of Europe, and smaller parks as well. I'm gonna cry because I love this minaret. Oh my god, we were talking about silverets, and this building on the right is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Let's go back to daytime so we can get a really good look of it. Which the lighting is really, really cool at night, how it's done. And
oh my god.
This is the building you're talking about, right?
Oh yeah, I'm in love.
Yeah, that is really cool. Oh man, just using an art shape, it looks like, at the end.
Yeah, art shape and Christmas ornaments for the little spire thingy.
Oh my gosh. I'm always just amazed at what people like come up with for how to create these kind of unique pieces that obviously don't come in game. But this is really cool. And then so we have, is that an A? Looks like.
Yeah.
Aguila. Okay, Aguila. That makes sense.
Which means this is ego, I think, in Spanish, something like this.
Okay. I mean, perfect placement for a little vending machine. There we go. I was like, what is that called again? Ooh, I love this little queue covering. So it gives you a view,
with
so you
the
can kind of
little window and everything.
little window to see the coaster. Now that was perfect timing. And then you get to see the the lift hill right there, which is awesome. All right, I know the other queue was really cool, but I think this is probably my favorite queue so far. It's not as long as the other one, but just the interactions are really cool. Like a lot of really good views.
I love the Arabian theming of it all. It's one of my favorite themings in the game, and people don't use it that much. And it's a shame because the pieces are just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at the door. Just the door alone is just beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wonder if it goes anywhere. Oh, nope.
It's just
had to check. And I do like the open station as well. I think it gives obviously good light, so you can kind of see throughout the day how like at different times. Let's see if it's not letting me change different times of day. Hold on, there we go. You know, you can just kind of see the.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the way that the light kind of hits it is really cool. How it changes throughout the day, right?
Yeah, with the canopies and everything. Yeah, definitely. I was going to ask you actually, are those queues, not queues, stations, are they realistic? Or? I
mean, in America, I haven't seen too many that are open. I mean, you do have some every once in a while. I would think you probably wouldn't have them as much just in case of rain and stuff. Like, I would think you don't necessarily want your coasters just sitting out in rain all the time. That's just my guess. So look here at the stats real quick. Max speed 62 miles per hour. Biggest drop 120 feet. G-force is definitely on the higher end. But we'll talk to you after the coaster. All right, Yann. So, what are your thoughts on the coaster?
I would say it's pretty good. I'm not an expert as you are, but yeah, no, pretty smooth. That's one thing for that's really good for it. I would say the only thing that that I don't like is the downtime at the beginning of the ride with the wheels section, you know, on the curves right there, and also on the top of the lift hill.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was a bit long, you know, but otherwise it's a pretty good coaster. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely for anybody who saw the first spotlight I did of this creator's first park, because this is actually Ramones' second park, I believe. And so definitely improving with the coasters as well. And like the sight lines of this are just awesome. I do think it's honestly a little bit too tall for its layout because it's pretty quick throughout. And, you know, from a realistic sense, you wouldn't really see trims right there. I mean, I guess you could, because I know he's trying to like slow it down so it's not too crazy. But yeah, I just think like it's 120 feet. I mean, lower it like 30 feet, keep it 90 feet. I know the visual, it might not give as good of a visual, but it would run a little bit better throughout the layout, if that makes sense. Yeah, it just went a little bit too fast into the station and stuff. So that's my suggestion, and just smooth it out a little bit. But the views of this are just beautiful. Like, look at, not the tree, but there we go. I mean, look at that view.
Yeah, I think it's a coaster that was made for the views actually.
Mm-hmm. It kind of like, not that the layout's the same, but the color, and there's one in, I'm trying to remember, I think it's at a park in Germany. I could be wrong, but it's kind of giving me those vibes, and now I'm totally blanking on the name, so it's not going to make any sense unless somebody also knows the ride I'm talking
The
about.
only
But
winged coaster that is in Central Europe that I can think of is at an Italian park actually.
okay,
So
yeah,
I'm
maybe.
not sure. I probably may be totally wrong about that. So
Well, I could be wrong too. Is I can't even remember the name of it, but
oh yeah, actually at Hyde Park, I believe there's one as
that
well.
might be the one
I
I'm thinking
just
of.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't remember the the name of this one.
Okay. So it's called Hyde Park. For some reason, I was thinking it's called Heidi Park. um, but yeah, that's just me. Somebody who can't pronounce stuff well. So,
No,
but
it's
yeah,
okay. It's
this
totally
this
okay.
building's awesome right here.
Yeah, and I think it's just maybe a rest. Or, yeah, it's a bistro, so definitely a restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, I do think that this theme is really cool, and it would be cool to see more people using this theme. Because I know Jasmine started using it some, and it's nice. And like you said, the pieces are so versatile.
Well, I might use it in the future. You
Mhm.
heard it at first. Oh my god, I can't pronounce it because I'm being cheeky and everything. So my pronunciation is just going downhill from now. But yeah, basically I'm um, planning an adventure park, and one of the areas, actually the main plaza and main entrance, will be all Arabian theme.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's gonna be way down the line, like in the middle of 2023. So we have a little while
We have some
till
time.
that.
Yeah. So this is another train station. So another cool building. I think it's similar to the one at the front of the park. So keeping that
I
part
think so.
consistent. And
That's
then,
great. It's not easy to have a train to go throughout the park,
mm-hmm.
and so really you gotta salute the effort.
Yeah,
That's
and there's
not what
the
I'm trying to say, but you got me.
yeah, I gotcha. There's the staff, or how the staff can get back to that backstage area, and now we got an Asian themed area.
Yes.
Look at this.
Oh my god.
This is beautiful.
See, you and I keep saying that the chair swings are the best flat rides in the game. I would actually maybe tend to say that this Sky Temple is
Mm-hmm.
maybe a lot more beautiful than the chair swings.
Yeah. I think the only issue with it is it's obviously only got one theme.
Yeah, and it's so big as well.
Yeah, and for sure. But it is really cool, and so just kind of seeing the views that you would get on it. Ooh. I mean, obviously we're not up top right now, but that's really cool. And then
But the
also,
cool
does
thing that
this?
oh, my bad. Go
No, I was
ahead.
just saying. I was trying to see if this came with the ride or if he placed that in there. But I
Yeah,
guess
it
that
does.
is naturally okay. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was saying that the Sky Temple is a lot better than any observation tower, just
Mm-hmm.
because, there isn't that big pole in the center of the park. It's just an arm that raises and raises and raises and raises until the thing is at its full height, and
Right.
that's why I think it's great, because you keep the same set lines of the park, but then as well you can have this big thing to see everything from a high vantage point and the whole park, and that's great, a great thing to add into your park.
Totally agree. And let's head up the queue.
I don't think we got a name for this one.
We did. I just it was. Or if it's not there, let's see.
I don't think it is.
Which I like that ride sign. Although that's pretty short, so let's see. There was signs here. So Sun Wukong, I think, and Shenlong.
I think that would be Shenlong because Shenlong, I think, is a dragon.
Okay. See, this is why I have you join me on Spotlight, so you can educate me instead of just being
Yeah,
a
no.
naive American over here.
Nah, don't say that. I mean, you beat me at math. Like, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, but that's about it, probably. No, so this is one of those spinning coasters, and so we're actually
Yeah, the
going to take
night
a
ones.
ride. Yeah, we're going to take a ride on front bumper view and behind, like chase mode, so we can see the spinning and how the track looks. So let's go ahead and look at the results. You know, this is more on the family side. 41 miles per hour, biggest drop 50 feet.
Oh, look at the
G-force looking.
G-forces. They match perfectly.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Where
Wow,
you
that
have the
must mean something.
exact same G-forces. That's crazy. So that must mean it's a great ride. It's magical.
Well, let's see.
All right, we'll talk to you guys after. All right, Jan. So I wonder if you agree with me on this. Watching it in that chase mode where you can kind of see how the cars spin, I think the spinning was done pretty well because it doesn't seem to have any moments where the spinning just goes like too insane.
Yeah, I would say the same actually. It's pretty subtle, the whole spinning, and yeah, it's a nice layout as well. Again, I would say like the winged coaster, those those wheels at the top, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's a bit of down time. My bad.
Right. No, you're
But
good.
I think the inspiration for this one is Euromir at Europa Park actually, and
Okay.
so that's why he put this this little feature at the top.
Okay. Yeah, it's like there's certain European parks that I feel pretty familiar with some of the rides, but it's more like the extreme rides. But Europa Park does look like an awesome theme park.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I did like that ride. I do think the end could have probably been elongated just a little bit, or banked a little bit because it was kind of pretty sudden stop. But I mean, this area is just beautiful.
This whole park actually is really beautiful. Like the
Mm-hmm.
architecture of it all is really a standout to me.
Agreed. So now we got one more main area to look at, and we're crossing back over the train tracks. And so what I actually
Love
want to
this.
do is, like, now this feels totally different. So
Yeah.
one thing that I think's cool is how the creator kind of created these kind of walls right here, and then they kind of round
block it
into the
off.
different sections, so it blocks off your view of like the terrain and stuff behind it. But I just think that's a really cool way to kind of go about doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this area looks awesome though.
I really like when you go from a theme to another to see those little transitions that are really subtle but work. And in this park, they really, really do work.
Agreed. So we're gonna save the wooden coaster for last. I mean, just look at this little lake right here. This is awesome. A little pond. That's so well done. Is that mist? Yeah. Okay.
It is.
Oh, there we go. That's really cool. I mean, that wooden coaster looks awesome. So Valhalla.
Oh, Valhalla.
Yeah. Have you played that Assassin's Creed game?
Actually, I think I stopped at 60 hours in. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it was because I had the PS5 at the time and Cyberpunk just came out, so I stopped right away and I didn't play it since.
Yeah, we've got it, and I still need to play it because I just started playing Planet Coaster, and I just haven't gotten around to it. It's actually one of those, so we actually got the game for free because I bought it on, Black Friday. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, we're the shopping day after Thanksgiving, and I bought it for like $40 at GameStop, and I was saying that we're going to pick it up in the store, and basically I went and picked it up that day, or they're having an issue like with the ordering system, but they ended up finding it. Well, then a week later I ended up getting another one in the mail, so then I just sold that one for basically the price that I paid for it, so got it for free.
Oh, that's lucky. That's really lucky.
Yeah, somehow that happened. So let's go. I mean, I like this station. I like that it's open, but yet it's the top part's covered, but it's just a very kind of
I love those.
Yeah.
Those family boomerangs are just, they're the best.
Yeah, we don't really have any good ones in America, but I've seen some really awesome ones in the UK, especially at Energylandia.
Yeah.
So, or not
also,
in Europe, yeah.
The one that I can think of at the top of my head, because Corvus just went last week. He went to Phantasialand, and I think it's called. No, actually, I don't remember the name, but it's the one next to Terran. There's also a little family boomerang like this one. Well, actually, this one seems massive, and but yeah, that's what it makes me think, because it's the Viking area and everything.
Okay. Which, before we go on this, one thing I have to mention is we got a little backstage here that's nice. So he's done a good job of mixing in the little areas for backstage. And then how cool is this train right here? Just the view that you would get.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, well, we're going to take a ride on this Boomerang, and we'll talk to y'all afterwards. So that was the family Vekoma Boomerang, and that was awesome. Like, that was super smooth. I mean, the layout's awesome. I know it's like a family style, so it's not supposed to be something that's too frightening or too extreme, but I think it was perfect with how it kind of spun around here and stuff. And then I think this part was really cool too, kind of going down in this little trench. Yeah, so what are your thoughts?
Still sticking to the sticking to saying things about the layout. The only downside that I have is this really sudden shift after the lift hill.
Oh yeah, you're talking about right there.
It's really rough, but otherwise it's a great layout. And also for a boomerang, naming it Jormungandr which is the world serpent. That's why there are those snake heads on the station. It's a great theme for a boomerang, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. That looks really, really cool. And so now we got one coaster left to ride, and let's see. I like the use here of the temple pieces too to kind of create something different for this wall.
Yeah, and especially the rough bricks. I love the rough bricks.
Yeah, they're really good. So now we have wherever this wooden coaster's at. Let's see. Those teeth just crack me up every time.
Can you maybe quickly click on the on the flat ride, just to see the name? Jotun. Okay, so that's themed around the ice giants in Norse mythology.
Okay. I mean, that's a really cool skin for that flat ride too.
Yeah, it makes me think of, well, not like a one-to-one copy and it doesn't have anything to do with it, but the one in, again, Phantasialand.
Okay.
It has this really famous themed flat ride. I think it's in the Mexican area. I'm not sure because I've never been. But yeah, it's highly themed like this one. I gotta say though, maybe a little bit more triggers, or actually any trigger would have been great with this ride, because it's a really spectacular ride that, you know, I'm in the middle of theming my flat ride for the contest, so that's why I'm I'm like, okay, triggers.
Yeah.
I need to have triggers.
Yeah, and I like how this area is lit up because no area is too much. You got some spots that are kind of darker, almost kind of like intentionally giving off a little bit more of a spooky vibe in a way. And then he's kind of mixed the blue and the kind of orangish yellow. But the area, that ride you're talking about, Phantasialand, I can't remember the name of it, but I do know the one you're talking about. It is incredibly themed.
Yeah, and actually, we might have to do a petition because Welfare has done somewhat of a recreation of it in his newer park that he doesn't want to release. So let's make a petition so that he releases his park.
He doesn't want to release his park.
No, he thinks it's bad, but actually it's good, and it's not as good as his mini park, yes, but he needs to release it because he's not gonna release anything outside of the contests now. So we have to see this last park. So please, guys, in the comment section, do a petition for Welfare to release this park.
Yes, I can second that. So everything's all green, which is great. So this is on the smaller end of a wooden coaster. Max speed 49 miles per hour. G-forces look good. And we'll talk to you after the coaster. All right, so we just got off Donar. Did I pronounce that one right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. But yeah, that was my favorite of the park. I think it was, for the most part, was pretty smooth, and I think the layout was awesome. Like, this would be a really, really fun coaster to ride. There was a little weird moment out of the station where it was like,
yeah, with the lift hill.
Yeah, I had like two different kind of levels that it went, so I don't really know what's happening there. But I think the layout is really strong, and yeah, I really enjoyed that coaster. What are your thoughts?
Actually, I wanted to be the smartass and research what doner? No, doner, that's a kebab. That's not the same thing. What donar was, and that's another name for four in the Norse mythology, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a great name for a wooden coaster because of the, the thunderous roar of it all. Um, so first of all, yeah, great theming. Also a wooden coaster for a Viking area. Great. Like that's basically pretty much perfect, and that's why also this coaster works a lot in my opinion. The usually I usually say that a good coaster cannot save a bad theming, but a great theming can save a bad coaster, and this one is both a good coaster and great theming. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it has everything for it.
Yeah, totally agree. So now let's do one last overview of everything, because now we've seen the entire park, and so we didn't really look at much detail over here. And so here's kind of the entryway building, and then guests are. It looks like they actually can stay in this hotel, so that's really cool. How you can see guests walking over here. So this would be like hotel parking probably. Um, and I mean, really cool touch. And I think this was created on the PS4, so it's not even on a PS5.
Oh
Um,
really?
yeah, and then you've got the custom kind of fencing here outlining the whole park, which is nice to see. So yeah, this is I really love this park. And let's look at night one more time. So what was your favorite of the themed areas?
Oh, you can't do that to me, man.
I could go first if you want me
um,
to.
um, I would say I couldn't pick a favorite really because a lot of things have um, have alluded to things that I knew or things that I loved. For example, this Viking area is great. The Chinese area is also great and a little small, on the small side, but that's okay. Um, Also, the Arabic theme was like,
Mm-hmm.
I voiced how much I loved that, and so yeah, and the pirate theme at the sort of Pirates of the Caribbean
Right.
ride at the beginning. It's only the facade of the building is is enough to sell me. Like I would go to that park in real life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah,
What was yours?
well, I think the entrance area is beautiful when you walk in. Like, I like the idea, even though it's kind of unconventional. Like, it looks really cool having all like the carousel type rides, and just how that was done looks really good. But I mean, I think overall as an area, the Viking area was my favorite. But in terms of like sight lines, like this to me is maybe the best view in the park right here. Of like you said, that building that you love, and then you've got that the wing coaster there and stuff. And I just love how this area looks.
And
Um,
also, I just picked that up. The little fountain with the Captain Lockjaw statue. Can you go?
hmm.
Yeah, that's a Star of David. If you get an overview of it,
Oh, oh wow, yeah.
and I think that's the symbol for the Muslim people, I guess. Yeah, because that's a minaret on the side. So yeah, that's a great little detail
Hmm.
for this area.
Yeah, totally agree. Um, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I'm really happy because actually that's the first spotlight that I've done with anyone. Technically, I've half recorded one with Diamond already, but this was my first complete one, and I'm really, really glad that I'm able to make those with you guys because it's really opening another view of YouTube, because you know all my videos were scripted right now, and now for my speed build series that will come out in a couple of weeks from when we're filming this, I'm gonna start making a lot more live commentary, and thanks to you guys that's possible. So thank you actually to have me over, and also for that park. Again, I loved everything about that park, I would say.
Yeah, it looks great. Well, no, thank you.
I couldn't say anything more, really.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining, as this was a blast and definitely need to do this again. So everybody make sure to go check out Yann's channel, as the link is in the description below. I mean, as you really are one of the one of the best builders, and just use so much detail and very impressive with your build. So I'm excited to see a speed build that you do.
I'm not as good
I can
as
learn from
NH or Albris or anyone. You know, I'm just a simple guy that loves to put trees everywhere and call it a day. You know.
Yeah. Hey, well, trees make a park look good. So, but no, really, you do a great job, and thank you for joining me, and thank you everybody for watching. So we will catch you next time. Have a great rest of your day.